Good morning. I just want to speak about centering yourself. Like when I get up and it's morning, it can either go two ways. It's either I center myself and try and do things that will set me up for the day, or I rush around as slowly as I can because I can't rush around too quick. And it's just a nightmare. So I need to center myself. I need to reflect. I need to, because of my lung condition, I need to take my time. I can't rush around like a lunatic. So it takes me longer to do everything because, especially now at this time, my lungs and my breathing's like, my lungs are not the greatest because I'm waiting to go into hospital to get this valve redone again. So I'm in a really bad way at the minute, so I need to take my time, and that has a massive impact on I've spoken about it before. Your psychological well-being and emotional well-being and mental health. I'm struggling with all of these things, but I'm trying to keep things in perspective and not let it overwhelm me or dictate to me how my day is going to go. So what I do is I try and set myself, try and do a bit of meditation, do a bit of inventory, write down what's bothering me, my thoughts process, my feelings, how I feel. And I think about the next 24 hours ahead, or 8 hours or 12 hours, or how many hours you are awake, right? So, lately, the last 2-3 weeks, my mental health has suffered a lot. I've been feeling overwhelmed. I've been feeling a bit down in the dumps, and I feel like I'm stuck. I'm isolated. I'm withdrawn. I feel, it's difficult. It's been difficult, but I try to not let that dominate my being. And sometimes it's not that easy, and I don't want to get stuck in a rut. I can't get up and rush around and go out the door. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't, because that's not going to be good for me, because I'll be agitated, I'll be angry, I'll be like getting pissed off over someone not indicating. It won't be good. So I need to center myself. I need to do a bit of meditation, do a prayer, be centered in the spirit of, the Holy Spirit. And it's not easy sometimes. I make mistakes every day. It's like yesterday, I was getting agitated with my kids on the phone. I was getting agitated, and I was getting stressed out, and I had to take a moment and take a step back from it, because I can feel myself getting wound up. And it's always the people you love the most that you take it out on. I only can speak for myself. And sometimes you need to step back from the situation to reevaluate what's going on. It's not easy with my physical health, my mental health. My situation at the moment is not the greatest, but I can't just sit there and feel sorry for myself. I've got therapy later on today, which helps a lot. Therapy is good. Active therapy, not just sitting there talking about your problems, because you can do that all day long. I can do that anyway. I don't feel that's helpful, just talking about your problems and trauma dumping like for an hour every week. I need to find, to come to terms with myself, to work through my trauma. And trauma is a massive thing. Trauma, it's very damaging. Untreated trauma is really damaging to me. So, I know it's a bit of a contradiction saying I'm not going to trauma dump, and I'm just speaking about trauma. But it's the way you deal with it. It's, if you put positive actions in place, if you try and identify bringing the past into the present, how that's affecting you as a person, behaviours, thought processes, actions. So, yeah, it's been a difficult couple of weeks, and I'm finding it extremely difficult to get out of the isolation that I'm in, because I've just isolated myself completely, and I've just been sitting about and moping about. I need to get out. I want to go out for walks, but I'm finding it increasingly difficult to go out for a walk because of my chest and because of my lungs. So even just the thought of going out and like moving about, it's like really difficult for me. And it's very frustrating because it's just isolated me. And I need to get out. You know, the weather's getting nicer. I want to get out. So I do try and get out, go and sit out on a bench by the sea, which is really nice. So I think I'm going to do that today. I think I'm going to go out for a cup of coffee later on, and just try and get out a bit. But yeah, if you're suffering or you're struggling, try and take some time for yourself to reflect. Try and center yourself. Try and do the best you can in the situation you're in. I know it's not easy. But I didn't even want to get up today. I thought, oh God, another day, because I'm thinking about catastrophizing another day. What am I going to do? Who do I have to deal with? Blah, 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 blah. But that's all false information. It's all false. It's all false. It's not even true. You know, the lie comes in. You buy into the negative narrative of self. Then you run along with that story. And then it's true. But it's not. It's not true. There's nothing true about it at all. You've just bought into a lie and you're running with it. And all that breeds is negativity. And then you're digging yourself into a virtual hole that you can't get out of because you're your own worst enemy. You create the problem, and this is what I do. I create a problem, and then I find the solution to the problem that I've made for myself. But in the midst of all of that, you don't see that you've made the problem. You start justifying, minimizing, and blaming others. It's nothing to do with anyone else. You've created a problem. You creating a solution to the problem. And that's no way to live. So yeah, life's not easy. You know, being sober sometimes is difficult. Having mental health and battling with it is not easy. Having a chronic physical illness is not easy. So there's a lot at play here, and it's not easy, but there is a way out. There is a solution to all problems. There is a way of coping. There's, you know, a solution is not really, really the goal. The goal is acceptance. Solutions are a quick fix, and I can't find solutions really. I need to find acceptance, and I always say this saying, and it's difficult to put in practice. Acceptance doesn't need my approval, and it's true. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I just thought I'd do a video on the trials and tribulations of emotional, mental, physical challenges that I have to overcome on a daily basis. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Have a good day and God bless.